Hello, kids worship, kids and parents. Today is Monday, September 28th, and we're trying something new this week. We're going to try to do a little video update each week of kids worship. To do multiple things. One, this will be to benefit the kids that were absent for various reasons, and for two, it'll help benefit those that were there to review with parents and with life groups and things like that. So we're just trying this new format. And it should get a lot smoother moving forward against just the first one. Anyway, this week we continued with the history of Israel and got to probably the worst king in Israel's history, which is King Ahab. And in fact, his wife Jezebel, who we'll learn more about next week, was even worse than he was. And big thing that they were doing is they continued to do the pattern of Solomon and the kings between Solomon and Ahab, in that they started allowing and even encouraging the worship of gods other than Big G God, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And this was obviously a problem, and God called this guy Elijah to go confront Ahab. And it all leads to this confrontation, this standoff, this showdown on Mount Carmel, where Elijah gets some of the prophets of Baal, the popular alternative to God, and they are going to face off with Elijah. And the prophets of Baal have an altar, and Elijah has an altar. And the prophets of Baal run around and sing and dance and call out to Baal, and Baal does not do anything to the altar. Elijah dumps a bunch of water on his altar, making it all wet, and then he prays to God, and God lights the altar on fire, proving that he is the one true God. And then after that, God comes down in the form of a cloud and brings rain, which ends a drought. A couple things here. This is really interesting because it's not the first time that God has done something like this. This similar thing happened back in Exodus when Moses and Aaron first confronted Pharaoh, and they had the two signs from God, which were the staff turning into a snake and the hand turning with leprosy. And in that time, these people the people that worked for Pharaoh tried to show that this could be done without God, but God continued to show that, yes, I am the one true God. So this is very similar to that in a way. Also, it's interesting that God shows up through fire and through cloud in this story, which are the same ways that he used to guide the Israelites when they were wandering in the wilderness. Let's see, we also learned this week that a name that you will often hear for the one true God, Big G God, is Yahweh, and that's because the Bible was written, or at least the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, and that's a name that comes from Hebrew. Let's see. So this is for parents and life group liaisons, leaders. Take some time this week with your kids and point out something that is real and something that is fake but trying to be real. Now, you can do this in a couple of different ways. Moms, maybe you have some pieces of jewelry that are real that you wear in special situations, and you have some that are not that you might wear just more casually. Another way you can do this is maybe go to the grocery store and pick out a real, like a name brand product, and then an imitation of that, whether it's cereal, whether it's a juice. I know for me, one I would go to would be get like a can of Dr. Pepper and a can of Dr. Perky, which is imitation Dr. Pepper from Food Lion, which I drink a lot because I try not to spend. I try to save money wherever I can, so I buy the store brand. But I guarantee I could tell you which one is Dr. Pepper and which one's Dr. Perky. Dr. Perky is trying to be Dr. Pepper, but it's not. So the big question this week was, who was the one true God? And you could say this answer one of two ways. God is the one true God, or Yahweh is the one true God. You're saying the same thing. Baal was what we've called before as a little g god, someone that these people thought was God but wasn't. It was really a fake god. And so, like I said, we're going to continue next week with Elijah and Ahab, continuing down this line of just bad kings as they're waiting. The people are craving even a good king, even if they don't know it. They may be satisfied seemingly with these bad kings, but they're crying out for a good king. And that's really not going to come until Jesus, who's the ultimate good king. Anyway, this is been our kids worship recap for this week, and we will see you guys next Sunday. Bye.